Thanks for the roaring applause. Appreciate that, fellas. It's gonna go great, especially when you stand in front of one person. It's great to be here. Right before I walked in, I ran into a homeless guy. Looked like he was drunk, and he was probably on drugs. Walked up to me just about before I was about to get in my car, and he asked me, he said, "What direction are you going in? Can I possibly have a ride?" I said, "Whatever direction that you're going in, I'm going in the opposite direction." Yeah, I don't pick up homeless people. I don't pick up hitchhikers. I don't do that stuff, man. It used to be a time when you could do those things. Once I had an opportunity to be that person on the opposite end of the spectrum. I ran out of gas, and man, these guys came up to me. But they drove past me, blew the horn, and I guess they was indicating that maybe they wanted to give me a ride to where I need to go to. And I said, no, it's okay. And I really felt bad for myself because it was like 20 degrees outside. So I should have maybe got in the car, but I didn't. And I took my gas and I went to the gas station. And when I got to the gas station, those guys were there. And they asked me again, they said, "Do you need a ride?" And I said, "Yes, I probably will because my hands feel like icicles right now." So I was about to get in the car, and I said, I'm preparing myself to get in the back seat. And the way they were positioned, there was the driver, and then the other guy was in the back seat, so he wanted me to get in the front. And I said, no, this looks like probably a possible situation like in the movies or something when somebody gets shot or killed. So I said, I'm not going to do that. They didn't see. I just went ahead and, but actually I did, well, I got ahead and got in the car. But, yeah. And obviously I survived because I'm here. So, yeah. So anyway, I had a bad week last week, man. I did, man. I was going through this situation, man, with my union at my job. I don't know if any of you have a union at your job, but that unions suck, man. They're basically thieves. They are. I tried talking to my rep. Only thing they're good at is taking your money. They won't help you, but they consistently take your money no matter what. I tried talking to my reps all the time. I talk to them on the phone. They hang up on me. So I go to protocol. And I finally got up to my union rep president. I said, I know this guy's going to solve my problems. And I found out this guy was an even bigger idiot than the other rep. They won't solve anything. And the thing about it, reps are, it's funny, man, because once you get into the situation where you have to sit across from the person who's causing you problems in your life, and your reps there, I always get this funny feeling that this is a bad joke, and I'm the one that doesn't know anything about the joke. Because these guys know each other. They start talking, and I'm thinking they're going to talk about my issues, and then the rep will say something like, "Hey, Mike, are we going bowling this evening?" That's a pretty bad, that's pretty bad indication that you're probably not going to win your case, I don't understand about unions, man. So I don't get it. I would like to walk away from my union. The union takes my money, and I feel like they're like lawyers. Anybody that you hire, you should be able to fire them immediately. And once I found out I'm in a state where you can't get rid of your union, I said, this is ridiculous. I mean, if you hire somebody to work on your roof, and they're not doing a good job, there's a possibility that by lunchtime you're going to get rid of them. And I said, you guys go ahead and take your lunch and you can leave. I don't want you to work on my roof anymore. I feel like somebody's probably going to fall in. But the thing about it is, though, with these unions, man, it's like, I don't know, everybody feels more secure. They feel secure when they have a union, I just don't understand it. Like on a job, I want to feel like I'm comfortable enough. I feel like I'm a walking target for these jobs, man. I don't understand what it is. And my job, see, I am a custodian. Well, a lot of people like to call me a janitor. And we get offended when you call people janitors, man. I'm like, because I want to be called something else. I always get real creative with the name. And they'll say, "Are you a janitor?" No, I'm a sanitation engineer. Yeah, it's a step up. I realized I had this verbal dispute with this guy in the doctor's office once about that. Because the guy told me, he said, he was a CEO, and I couldn't tell him I was a janitor. And once we went back and forth, and he said, "So you're a janitor?" I said, "No," I said, "I'm a custodian." So you're a custodian and you're a janitor? I said, "No," I said, "I'm a sanitation engineer." He said, "Oh, so you're a janitor?" I said, "No," I said, "I'm going to be a murderer because I'm going to take you out of here." Yeah. And the doctor's office is a good place for you, too. They just rush you right into the board right after this. Yeah, this is fun, though. Last week, I got into it a dispute, man, you know, in an open mic. And it was rough. It was. And I was banned from the open mic. I was. I was banned from open mic that nobody shows up to. That was rough, man. The guy told me, he said, "You're banned from the open mic. You can no longer come back." And then I had like a moment of clarity, and I said, "Dude, you're the only person in the open mic. It's only you and the mic. It's you and the mic and the wall." When you get banned from an open mic, man, it's pretty rough. It is. Because you'll think to yourself, you say, "Man, you know, I've been banned from lots of things, but not from an open mic that nobody shows up to." So what's next for me? I'm probably going to make a step below that. I'm probably just not going to be an open mic at all. If I go to open mic, there's a lot of people there, then that's great. But to get banned from one, there's nobody there. That's like sad, you know. I think I've said enough. I've wandered on to places where nobody else wants to be, and I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Everybody, let's have a word of silence. And the silence with no laughter in it, too. Y'all have a good night.
Carlos putting out the pumpkin.